The Universal Basic Education Commission (UBEC) has disclosed plans to conduct a world-class assessment survey to ascertain learning outcomes in the nation's basic education sector. Executive Secretary of UBEC, Dr. Hamid Bobboyi, made this known at a two-day international workshop on large-scale assessments for basic education organized by UBEC in collaboration with the United Nations Children's Fund in Abuja. He said the initiative will also evaluate the impact of the multi-billion naira annual interventions at the basic education level, explaining that each state receives an average of 1.5 billion naira for funding of basic education from UBEC every year, which add up to additional 3 billion naira with payment of matching grants. Bobboyi lamented that the amount has not adequately rubbed off on learning achievements in schools.
We dispense maybe billions. A state gets a minimum of about 1.5 billion. It brings 1.5 billion. At least 3 billion will be available on a yearly basis. But then, at the end of the day, you start wondering, is the monies and the resources that are going to these states and to the agencies that are implementing basic education, how much of it is really going down to the level of the classroom and making a difference in teaching and learning? And at the end of the day, you wonder now if all the billions are going into this system, and for years upon years, and then at the end of the day, what we have is those effective years that these children spend learning in their own classrooms would be just 4 years. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a crisis.
The importance of national assessment can never be overemphasized because of its role in the development of the education sector. It is conceived to discover the bottlenecks and successes in the education sector at the basic school level and to profile well-articulated educational policies that will expedite actions that will turn the wheel of progress in education so that Nigeria will compete favorably well with other nations.
The country representative of the United Nations Children's Fund, Peter Hawkins, attended the meeting with call on Nigeria to improve its learning outcomes among pupils.
UBEC to establish a robust and scientific learning assessment is critical to the future of Nigerian children and the country as a whole. This learning assessment may turn out to be one of the largest learning assessments undertaken globally, involving all 774 LGAs for the first time in the history of basic education in Nigeria.
The National Assessment on Learning Achievement in Basic Education is expected to be conducted by UBEC with support from its partners in 2022. CNN News.